Well, hello, we're here today with Connie, who is one of the therapists at Desert Oasis Recovery. And Connie, if you would, please give us an idea of what your role here is at Desert Oasis Recovery and some of your background, and just tell us what you do to help people through their road to recovery.
Okay. Thank you. I'm one of the therapists, but I have a little different role, and at the same time, my role gets woven in with everyone else's. I'm a substance abuse nurse, have been for a very long time, but my role here is more of a natural practices. I'm a doctor of naturopathy, and I essentially teach self-care. I do some education groups. The self-care, however, is the basis for what everything else is built on. The philosophy of all healing is self-healing, so one has to reconnect, I guess, reconnect and go back to that place that the wound happened. Whatever disconnected us, we need to go back, heal that wound, and then move on. And that's where recovery happens, is once that wound begins to heal. Part of my nursing world in the mental health and the substance abuse field was that of working with young people early on. And we know that there's a lot of developmental milestones. And those milestones, if we skip one, we don't progress simply and start anew. We have to go back and retrieve the skills around that particular milestone. That's how we grow, that's how we mature, and we learn to handle emotions, etc. Addiction, as with any disease actually, but addiction in particular, it severs that ability to reach our milestones. So we have this gap. And when people begin in recovery, they're essentially at the gap. And in order to begin the recovery and begin then to progress and to move on and establish their life as they would like to see that, they have to heal that wound, that gap, and retrieve the information about their little developmental milestones that they didn't get. My role here is to help them retrieve that, help them to care for themselves, something which has probably escaped most folks. And you know, I'll do it through teaching how one's brain works when it's addicted and how it works when it's not addicted. I'll do it by teaching about self-care through the use of some of our more natural elements, water, how to move, the exercise, diet, how nutrition plays a role in how we mature and move on in our life. And then how to pass those things on to their families, and where that little piece of happiness lies for them.